all the way from one dude running over somebody with a vehicle. Hey guys, welcome back to All City Motivation. Today we're going to be talking about things you can do to reduce the time that you have on your sentence while you're in to get out early. So yesterday we talked about what I did to get these charges, to get myself put into prison for 3,650 days. Both those videos will be linked down in the description. Today we're going to be talking about how to reduce your sentence once you get in. So there's a couple things you can do, well, quite a few things actually. The two things that I did for sure, or at least attempted to do. So one I did was called Victims Impact. It's a 90-day course. Over the course of that 90 days, you and a select few group of other inmates go in there and you tell your story about what happened, what you did. And I thought mine was all crazy, but I heard some crazy stories from these other inmates telling me the Victims Impact what they actually did. All the way from one dude running over somebody with a vehicle. Yeah, think about that. Running over somebody with a vehicle, to another guy stabbing somebody over a money dispute out in the streets, not just talking about inside, to us having to write letters to the individuals that we committed these acts of violence towards, so that we can send them off, and it was part of the graduation requirements. But that's one way. That was a 90-day course. It really wasn't that bad to like go through and everything, in a sense, especially if you have some type of a conscience. If you have some type of a conscience, knowing that, okay, there might have been a better way to do the situation that happened, even though you're doing time and you might be angry at the fact that you got caught. I mean, most of the time people are only angry because they got caught. Otherwise, they're all, like, oh yeah, I got away with it, you mean blah 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 blah. So that's what I would presume all that to be for Victims Impact. There was also a tutoring gig, like I mentioned before in the 3,650 day video, that I went and attempted to do. So I would go to the library from say 8 in the morning until 1 p.m. and I would get 2 to 3 other inmates, and I was the math tutor. So I would teach everybody all from basic addition, they didn't know how to do basic addition, all the way up past geometry to algebra 2. So that's all you need to know for the GED. So I would be there, sitting there, helping these other inmates learn how to literally teaching them step by step how to do algebra 2, geometry. That way they can pass that GED with flying colors. So allegedly, if you help somebody pass the GED, they're supposed to give you like 6 months of your sentence reduced. So 6 months off, like if I'm thinking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 individuals, but I didn't know if there was a cap. So I helped 5 people get their GED. The hardest part was the math part portion, and I helped them pass that part to be able to pass their GED. So when it came time to me finding out, hey, how much good time am I getting that credit for? They told me, oh, we ended that program a year before you started it. I was like, excuse me? Oh, you could have like notified me before. That's the reason why I did this job compared to a different one. For the simple fact of the matter that I was going to get good time to be able to reduce my sentence. Oh, well, we're sorry about that. Well, we appreciate you helping these other individuals. Like, oh my God, are you serious? Okay, so I went ahead and quit that job and then went to the kitchen. And the kitchen, you don't get no good time. So, but the only benefit of the kitchen is that I got to maybe eat a little bit better than some of the rest of the population that was at the compound that we're at, compared to say me just getting in line and go getting what they serve. I might be able to have access to fresh fruit, very rare. I might be able to make myself something, so compared to what they're having on the line, just depending on what happened that day. Who's running the shift that day, for talking staff wise for the Department of Corrections for that facility, or what's available. But there's always things coming in and out of that kitchen, so it was kind of a high sought after job. That job at Bonita plus the farm were the two most sought after jobs, just because the farm allows you to go out, get away from the facility. Yeah, you have to work on this, that, and the third, but you might be able to get some onions, or you might be able to get some peppers from the farm or something. And same thing from the kitchen. even though you get patted down, people still have ways. So you get some fresh produce or anything to that nature out from the kitchen or out from the farm back to the unit. Those things sell. I'm talking, I've seen an onion go for like $10, or $10 for a single onion. But that single onion, they'll make that single onion last like 2-3 days. So I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. Some people would rather be orderlies, but those are the only things that were available around that were even worth trying to reduce your time on. Some stuff was like, oh, if you did this class, you'll get like a week off. You get like 2 weeks. If it wasn't 30 days to six months of good time, I wasn't messing with it. The only other thing that you could do is when I was at the work center and we're doing DOT stuff, so we were wearing the inmate garb, walking around down like the medians of the highways and stuff like that, picking up trash. If you were to find a gun that got tossed or something like that, they would give you a year off. Or anything that could lead to a case or an arrest or something like that. But so when we're on DOT, we're always looking for that piece. If we could find that piece, you know, everybody would trip out. I didn't. The time that I did DOT when I was at the work center, nobody found one. So that was, you know, just like almost like a myth, because nobody's seen it. Nobody happened. It didn't happen while I was there, but that was where around the block. So, but yeah, those are some of the things you could do to get your time reduced here in the state of Oklahoma. I don't know about the other facilities across the nation. I'm surely they have some type of programs. A lot of programs in Oklahoma have been shut down due to lack of funding, even though Oklahoma is a incarceration for profit type of state with the CCC, which is, for you guys that don't know, CCC is private. It's a private state prison, private state prisons. So you can get locked up. Your little nugget, you can get locked up, and you basically, your DOC number gets sold essentially to either the state department, which you'll go to normal state prisons like I did, or you'll get CCC'd. So you'll go to places like Lawton, you go to places like Cushing, you're gonna go to places like that are CCC, that are private. So they make more money per inmate that they have in the facility. It's kind of wild, really wild when you think about it. Maybe we'll go into depth about CCC in another video. Could be happening. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today, guys. Just giving you a little taste of what you can do to reduce the time frame of your sentence while you're in prison. So thank you for stopping by. Drop a like, drop subscribe, and until the next one, you have a good day. Keep your mind right. You got this.